Today we're going to talk about a massive update to the iPad and iPad OS that finally makes it worth the money a bit though. And also we're going to mark the end of iOS 17 leaks because the leaks are coming to an end. Really sad. Yeah. So subscribe to the channel and let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, for the big surprise Apple gave us for the iPad and iPad OS in 2023, they finally announced Final Cut and Logic Pro now available on the iPad soon enough. I think by the time you're watching this video, it's going to be out to the public. Really cool, isn't it? Previously, they're only available on the Mac and Mac OS, but now the people with the iPad Pros, M1 and M2, and a couple of previous models, not all though, will have access to this. I think the Final Cut is going to be limited to a few Apple devices, so will the Logic Pro. So like I said, Final Cut Pro is going to require Apple M1 chip or later. So basically only the 12.9-inch iPad Pros and 11 point something with M1 and M2 are going to be able to run Final Cut, while Logic Pro is going to be available on Apple A12 Bionic and later. Yeah, that's the iPad models with that, not the phones. Yeah, they're iPad apps and for iPad OS. Yeah, there are iPad apps and there are for iPad OS. Yeah, so as at Tuesday, May 23rd, they are both going to be available on the App Store. And it's going to cost $4.99 per month for subscription. Yeah, and there's going to be a 1 month free trial for those of you that want to just test it out and know if it's a good fit for you to have on your, your iPad. Although I feel it's more likely that if you have an active subscription for this app on your Mac, it should sync with your iPad. That makes more sense since they're all connected to like the same, iCloud address and a Mac App Store, and they're all linked together. Now, for the sake of the fact that the M1 iPads and a few A series iPads have machine learning and an enhanced neural engine, there's going to be a couple new features on this Final Cut and Logic Pro that we haven't even seen on the desktop or Mac models. Yeah, that's crazy actually. There's something called speed-through workflows with fast cut automation. Yeah, so fast cut is going to be like an AI-enabled part of, Final Cut. So like that's actually nice. They implement the AI where it should be implemented, not some, general search engine AI stuff. I also came across rumors of being able to draw on your screen and turning it to animation while you're editing. Yeah, that's crazy. Like that is some AI next level dope shit. We also expect the ability to be able to cut out objects without having a green screen. Yeah. Also AI enhanced. Works with the same mechanism that iOS 16 has, where you can like take out a photo from your background, some neural engine stuff behind the background. For Logic Pro, we expect a new sound browser, a magic mixer, or what did I even call it? I don't know if I got that right. Yeah, it's called a Pro Mixer. And there are also professional level instruments and, plugins in the Logic Pro. Yeah, so great. There are tons of new beat making tools coming. Points of all this, and my guess is that music makers and beat makers are finally going to full-time move from the annoyance of having to use a desktop and move to the comfort of and the convenience of using an iPad. Yeah, I mean, it even works on the smaller inch M1 and M2 iPads. So that's so much power, so much comfort and convenience with Pro Tools to work with. Sounds like a win-win to me though, because just like video creators, a lot of audio producers love being able to be flexible with going out to different artists, traveling around, and the ability and convenience to be able to quickly and fastly like handle a project without having to like have a setup around, the whole setup, studio vibe and everything. It's just a right direction. Like that's the point as we progress forward in the century. We advance, we make things a more small form factor than how they were before. So over time, when Final Cut Pro drops, at least that's the one I can ever see myself getting hold of. Yeah, I don't really produce audio stuff. I might actually take the effort to borrow an M1 or M2 iPad because I don't have one yet. I can't buy one yet. Yeah, because I don't really have that much money. Yeah, which is why I subscribe to the channel to make that a possibility in my next video. Yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense though. The best fact about it is that this is not just a one-to-one clone from the Mac app. It's actually tailored towards mobile use. Yeah, that's the point of the Logic Pro and Final Cut on iPad M1 and M2. Yeah, so now earlier in this video, I mentioned machine learning and AI with respect to Apple and Apple's weird approach to it. So we are now at the part of the video where I'll explain what I meant by that. Now it has come that Apple has like a weird arrangement with the AI. If you notice, there's been some kind of AI breakouts with ChatGPT, Google Bard, and Microsoft's integration of AI in their Edge browser. Literally everyone is just bringing AI into like general search and general activities, not just like app specific stuff. Yeah, these are like general AIs. Yeah. I mean, when you integrate an AI into a search engine, that makes it general purpose, not just for a specific use. There's been recent news that Apple engineers have a different look at AI. Literally, they have been disagreeing with like the extended use of AI, even in Siri and some other like applications. So Tim Cook himself finally like dropped his little take on AI and what it means for the Apple community. Basically, he has more of like a cautious optimism about AI. Really what he's trying to say is that the AI technology has a very huge array of potentials, but there are also issues and vulnerabilities that need to be addressed before it's suitable enough for it to be pushed out to Apple communities, which actually has a point because even Elon Musk himself had a controversy about AI. Like, AI is not just something we just like grab with open arms. We have to actually look at the vulnerabilities, and because it has to be addressed for it to be safe for the environment. We don't just look at like the bright side and the glamorous part of what it can do. Yeah, that's not how it works. There's always two ways to a coin, two sides to a coin. Yeah, so now what Tim Cook said is obviously an Apple thing. Apple likes to get things right. They don't like to of us and all that. But I don't really see AI ever becoming perfect. Yeah, trust me, you don't either. So, but well, what Tim Cook said was that we've obviously made enormous progress integrating AI and machine learning throughout our ecosystem, and we've weaved it into products and features for many years, as you probably know. Yeah, you can see that in things like fall detection and crash detection and ECG on the iPhone 14 series. These things are not only great features, they are saving people's lives out there. Yeah, even the Apple Watch and Apple Watch has like so many news articles online of how it has saved people's lives. And old people that can't really communicate for help, Apple Watch has like gotten help for them in times of desperate need. So definitely Apple has like picked out the little safe part of the AI and integrated it into their products and their software in just the exact part that they could actually like build it up for. It's like specific purpose AI. It's not like general purpose. Yeah. Even the whole separation of background from images and all that. That's some calculation, some complex calculation that you have stuff. Now, if you notice what I said previously from what Tim Cook said, if you notice he didn't mention anything about Siri. So like he's got me confused about the future of iOS 17 and how it's going to look. Yeah, I mean, we can't really expect any AI movements. Yeah, if you notice, like most apps are beginning to get AI stuff. That's on the desktop side too, but people expected Siri to get some AI on iOS 17, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. I mean, there's a higher chance of Siri being in a dynamic island than it having an AI, the way I see it. Now, for the final leak of iOS 17, while I would say is the final leak is that it looks like the leaker actually got caught. Basically, Apple staged a sting operation because, the past leaks we got all came from somewhere, definitely. Apple didn't drop it themselves. So Apple did a sting operation and caught the person, the employee that leaked information. I think they got fired. Yeah, it was a guy's sister. The news of it came on Mac Rumor's official page because the guy deleted his Twitter account. And actually, I feel sad for him, but you don't leak stuff when you're an employee. You don't do that. But since he leaked it, we might as well talk about it. Yeah, no pun intended. So the intel we got from the leaker that got his source fired. Apple is going to drop live activities for their maps, which means on the lock screen, you're going to see like a big map that has some navigation stuff. It's mostly when you are using it live for like a road journey or Uber and all that. Yeah, so you can monitor from your lock screen. Yeah, crazy. And also on the live activity of maps, you're going to be able to view notifications by swiping them over the map showing on the lock screen. So that's like a notification writing over the lock screen showing a map live activity. Does that make any sense? And allegedly, you can minimize the size of the map to the size of a music player on the lock screen, and you can maximize it by tapping on it. Yeah. Well, there aren't enough details yet, but that's what we know for sure for now. Yeah, so after Apple busted the leaker and the accomplice in the company, the leaker dropped a final message on Mark Romer's official website. He said he will no longer be around, but he gives her a proper goodbye. And he felt really bad for what he did to his sister, because he imagined being fired from Apple. That's literally being kicked out from a dream. Apple is a lot of people's dream. Is where you need to be privileged to work at Apple. So yeah, I feel for him and I feel for her. Yeah, he was like, she even hates him right now, that he doesn't even know if he has a sister anymore. I never knew something so small could cause a cascade of issues, but this is a lesson to everyone out there. Never betray the trust given to you by your employer. Of all people, not Apple. But generally, when someone trusts you with information, Apple doesn't leak anything. So if you happen to work there or anywhere else, never leak their intel. Yeah, it's a bad thing to do, whether being caught or not. Yeah, so I hope everyone learns from this, because this is a tragic event. And I hope his sister is able to move and find something to do once again, because this is a big step down in her career path. Now, we didn't even talk about the dates Apple set for them. Apple gave a release date combination for Final Cut and Logic Pro, and this combination was given to everyone, including the sister. Apple did that with false information on purpose, just to see who's going to leak it, just so they can snap the person out of the picture. And his source, that's his sister, gave him the information, which he posted on Twitter, and Apple traced it back to her. That's how it happened. Apple literally gave them a bait, and they bit the hook. Now, an app almost everyone uses on their iPhone or their Apple device is Twitter. Now, Elon Musk himself on Twitter announced that with the latest version of the app, you can finally DM reply to any message in the thread. Not just like most recent. It's like how Instagram has a feature where you can directly DM someone from the message, like from their post. Let's put it like as their post. So on Twitter posts, which are like tweets, you can DM someone directly from there, and you can also use emoji reactions, just like replying stuff with emojis on Instagram. Now, also there will be release of encrypted DMs version 1.0, and it's going to grow in sophistication rapidly. Yeah. So the acid test to that is that Elon Musk himself couldn't see your DMs, even if there was a gun to his head. So basically, there is like some sort of end-to-end encryption, similar to what's like WhatsApp has and the rest of them. And also coming soon to Twitter, there will be an ability for you to voice and video chats from your handle to anyone on the platform. Yeah, Twitter doesn't currently have any voice call or video call like Instagram and the rest of them has. Yeah, so they are basically bringing voice over internet protocol to Twitter, which is great actually. And I think some of these features might be testable for the verified user soon enough. Yeah, we aren't sure of that. I'm not verified either, but if I hear that it's out in the beta, that's for testing stage, I'll let you guys know in the future. Now, this is so much that happened in just within 2 weeks of iOS and Apple and, the whole tech ecosystem. And this is why we need to stay connected to each other. Yeah, because obviously I can't know everything, but if some of you could actually try to talk to me, because I know definitely there are people watching this video that know a lot about this, we could help each other out with the information and talk to each other. And and also we'll see you in the next video. Yeah, I had it out, literally.